The sun rose over the quiet town of Ridgeview, painting the rooftops gold. Birds chirped in the trees. Everything looked normal. But for Maya, nothing felt right. Every morning for 10 years, she had walked down the same street to the little coffee shop on Elm Street. She always sat by the window in the same wooden chair. And every morning, her best friend Leo would walk in 5 minutes later, late as always. With his backpack slung over one shoulder and a crooked smile on his face, they didn't need to talk much. Sometimes they just read. Sometimes they shared stories. Sometimes they didn't say anything at all. But being together was enough then. Last winter, Leo got a job offer on another Planet Nova series, a colony 3 months away by transport ship. He didn't want to go. But it was a chance to be a scientist, to help build green cities on a new world. It's a big step, he said, for both of us. Maya smiled and said, "Go. You have to." But when the day came and she stood at the spaceport with tears in her eyes, she realized how much she meant it both of us. She didn't just lose a friend. She lost a part of her life. Now every morning, Maya still goes to the coffee shop. She sits in the same chair. She orders the same drink, hot chocolate with cinnamon. But the other chair stays empty. She tries to talk to Leo. She sends messages. Sometimes he replies. Sometimes weeks go by. His life is busy: experiments, meetings, new friends. Sends photos, red desserts, domed cities, sunsets that look alien and beautiful. Maya smiles at the pictures, but her heart aches. He's living his dream, she tells herself. I should be happy for him, and she is, truly, but she misses him. One rainy morning, Maya sits by the window, staring at the puddles on the sidewalk. A couple walks by, laughing under one umbrella. Her chest tightens. She pulls out her small tablet and looks at an old message from Leo. I miss our quiet mornings. I wish you were here. She smiles. He feels it too. But still, she doesn't know what to say next. Every message she starts feels wrong. Too sad, too heavy, too desperate. What if he's moved on? What if I'm just a memory now? She closes the tablet and sips her drink. The rain taps softly on the glass. Later that day, Maya walks through the park. She passes the bench where they once sat and watched fireflies. She sees a young boy struggling to fly a kite. The string slips from his hands. The kite soars up, then tumbles into a tree. Maya walks over. Need help? She asks. The boy nods, eyes wide. She finds a long stick, gently hooks the string, and frees the kite. She hands it back. Try again, and into the wind. The boy grins, runs, and the kite lifts, wobbling at first, then steady, climbing into the gray sky. Look, it's flying. He shouts. Maya watches it rise. Something warm stirs in her chest. That night she opens her tablet again. She doesn't write a long message, no sad words, no guilt. Instead, she records a short video. She's sitting in the coffee shop, the empty chairs beside her. She smiles. Hey Leo, she says softly. I saved your seat. The hot chocolate's still good. And the rain today? It reminded me of that storm when we got stuck in the library and read that old space adventure book all night. She pauses, then adds, I saw a boy fly a kite today. It kept falling, but he kept trying. Kind of like us, huh? We fall. We try. Again. She looks out the window. I miss you. But I'm proud of you, and I'm still here. If you ever want to talk, I'm here. She sends it. Then she closes the tablet. No waiting, no checking every minute. Just peace. 2 days later, a message arrives. Leo's face fills the screen. He's outside under a pink sky. Behind him, the domed city glows. Maya, he says. Voice warm. I got your message. I watched it 3 times. He smiles. I miss that chair. I miss you. And I've been scared too. Scared I left everything behind. But you reminded me I didn't leave. I just took a different path. He looks at the stars above him. Let's talk. Every week, even if it's just a few words. Even if it's only to say, I'm here. Maya feels tears, but they're not sad. They're soft, like rain. After a long drought, she replies, "Yes, I'd like that." And for the first time in months, the empty chair doesn't feel so empty. Because distance isn't the end. It's just space between two hearts that still beat together. And humans, they don't give up on each other. Not ever. Asterisk, every night, Sam looks up at the sky. Not just to see the moon or the clouds. He's looking for her. 2 years ago, his sister Alara left Earth to join the Mars Frontier Colony. She's a botanist. Her dream was to grow life on red soil. Sam was proud, but when her transport ship lifted off in a blaze of fire and light, he stood at the viewing deck with his hands clenched and his heart breaking. They were never just siblings. They were partners. When Mom got sick, they took turns at the hospital. When Dad disappeared into grief, they made meals together, told dumb jokes, and kept the house warm with music and light. Alara taught Sam how to grow tomatoes on their tiny balcony. Sam taught Alara how to fix the old stereo that played their childhood songs. Now, she's millions of miles away, and the silence between them has grown like a desert. They used to message every day, but space delays make real-time talk impossible. A question takes 15 minutes to reach Mars. An answer takes another 15 to come back. It feels like shouting into a canyon and waiting for a whisper. And lately, Alara's messages have been short. Busy with trials, soil samples failing, tired. Talk later. Sam doesn't blame her. Life on Mars is hard, but every time he sends a long message about his job, his dog, the new park downtown, and gets only a thanks. Glad you're okay. He feels a little more alone. He wants to say, "I miss you. I need you," but he doesn't know how, without sounding weak, without making her feel guilty, so he stays quiet. One cold evening, Sam walks through the city park. It's dark, but a small group has gathered near the old observatory, a local astronomy club is hosting a stargazing night. They've set up telescopes and are pointing them at Mars bright and orange in the sky. Sam hesitates. Then he steps forward. An older woman at the telescope smiles. "Want to take a look?" He nods. He bends down, looks through the lens, and there it is. Mars, not just a dot. A world. Craters. Ice caps. Dust storms swirling at the poles. And somewhere down there, Alara is walking, breathing through a mask. It's working, living. "She's there," Sam whispers. The woman hears him. "Family, my sister," he says. "She's on a team growing plants in the green domes." The woman's eyes light up. "Ah, the Earth Garden Project. I read about that. They're trying to make oxygen from plants, right?" Sam nods. She says the first sprouts died. But she won't give up. "That sounds like someone with heart," the woman says kindly. Sam smiles a little, then he frowns. I don't know how to reach her. It's like she's fading," the woman thinks. Then she points to a small radio setup nearby. "We're sending a sound into space tonight. Message from Earth. Music. Voices. A poem. It'll bounce off Mars's orbit. Won't reach the surface, but the satellites might pick it up. Maybe someone will hear it. Maybe not." She hands him a note card. "Want to add something?" Sam takes it. His hand shakes. He doesn't write a long letter. He doesn't beg her to reply. Instead, he writes 6 simple words. "I'm still here. I'm still listening." Then under it, he adds, "P.S. The tomatoes on the balcony grew red this year." Just like you said. Hands it in. Later that night, the club plays the recording. A child sings. A poet reads. A violin plays a slow, sweet tune. And then, a voice recorded from Sam's phone says his message. Clear and soft, the signal beams into space. Sam doesn't know if it will ever be heard, but he feels lighter. 3 weeks later, a message arrives. Not text. A video.elara sits in her habitat, tired but smiling. Behind her, tiny green plants glow under blue lights. "Hey, little brother," she says. "I heard your message." "Not the radio 1 hour," comes officer. Found the signal and thought it was special. Played it for the crew. She laughs. We all cried. Even Dr. Kale. And he never smiles. She looks into the camera. "I didn't realize you were waiting. I thought I was protecting you by not complaining. But I missed you so much." She holds up a small tomato, tiny, wrinkled, but bright red. This is the first one we grew. I named it Sam. We celebrated with freeze-dried cake. Sam laughs through tears. Ela continues, let's talk. Not just when we're sad or tired. Every week. Even if it's just to say, hi, sky looks nice today. Okay? Sam records his reply that same night. He's in the park, under the stars. He holds up the little tomato from his balcony. Hi, Alara. Sky looks nice. And Sam the tomato says hello. Sends it. And for the first time in a long time, the distance doesn't feel like a wall. It feels like a bridge. Because humans don't need perfect words. They don't need fast signals or zero delays. They just need to know. You're not forgotten. I'm still here. And that can travel millions of miles. On a whisper. On a hope. On a single red tomato grown in the dirt of another world. Every Friday, Nia walks to the post office. She doesn't send packages. She doesn't pick up mail. She just stands by the old wooden bench outside, looks at the sky and waits. 2 years ago, her grandmother, Amara, moved to a deep space research station near Titan. Not for work. For life. Grandma Amara had always said, the stars aren't just for scientists. They're for dreamers. When Earth offered a chance for elders to join long-term space habitats, quiet places with big windows, and slow routines, she raised her hand first. I've lived on Earth for 70 years, she told Nia. Now I want to see the universe before it gets too dark. Nia smiled. She clapped. She said, go, Grandma. But when the shuttle left and the sky went quiet, her heart cracked. They promised to stay close. They sent messages. At first, it worked. Grandma wrote about the view of Saturn's rings, the taste of space-grown tea. The way the stars didn't twinkle up there, just burned, steady and bright. But the messages slowed, then stopped. Nia wrote every week. She told Grandma about school, her new bike, the stray cat she started feeding.
Ow.
She drew pictures. She even recorded songs on her little keyboard. No reply? She asked her parents, is she okay? They said, space is far, signals fail, she's old, maybe she's tired. But Nia felt something deeper. She forgot me. She stopped drawing, stopped singing. Even the stray cat seemed to notice she didn't smile when it rubbed against her leg anymore. One rainy afternoon, she found an old shoebox in her closet. Inside were letters, dozens of them, from Grandma, some written before she left. Others mailed from space. Each one began the same way. My dear Nia, today I saw something beautiful. One described a sunrise over ice clouds. Another told of a dream where Earth looked like a blue marble in her palm. The last one said, I miss your laugh. It sounds like wind chimes. I carry it with me. Nia read them all. Then she cried, not because she was sad, but because Grandma had been trying. The messages just never made it back. And Nia realized, she never stopped loving me. I just stopped believing she could reach me. That night, she sat at her desk. She took out thick paper, her favorite pen, and a small envelope. She didn't write an email. No signal could be lost. She wrote a real letter. Dear Grandma, I still hear your voice when the wind blows. I still make your tea recipe too much, honey. Just like you liked. I feed a cat now. I named her Stardust. I was scared you forgot me, but I found your letters. I know you didn't. I'm still here. I'm still your girl, love. Nia. She didn't know if it would reach her, but she believed it should. She walked to the post office the next morning. The clerk, Mr. Ellis, who had known her since she was small, smiled. Another letter for space, Nia? She nodded. He didn't laugh. He took the envelope, stamped it with a special red mark Priority Interstellar. Personal and non-electronic hand, placed it in a silver bin. These go out on the next supply shuttle. Takes months, but they always get there. Why? Asked because he said, people like your grandma. They wait for things like this, not data, not files, letters, with smudges, with heart. Nia smiled. Weeks passed. She went back to singing. She played with Stardust. She even drew a new Pechora house on Earth, a woman in a dome on Titan, and a tiny paper airplane flying between them. Then, one quiet evening, her tablet buzzed. Not a message, a call. Her eyes widened. Incoming erosion. Titan Research Station. She answered. There was static. A long pause. Then a soft, familiar voice. Nia, Grandma. On the screen, wrinkled hands fumbled with the camera. Then there she was. Older, tired, but smiling. Tears in her eyes. "Oh, my girl," Grandma whispered. "I got your letter." In my hands. Paper, ink, your handwriting. She held it up. It's the same envelope, smudged, folded, worn from travel. "Read it every night," she said. "I didn't reply before because I thought you were moving on. Growing up, leaving me behind." Nia shook her head. "Never." Grandma looked out her dome window. Saturn glowed behind her. "I watch Earth every night," she said, "and I say your name, like a wish." Nia whispered, "I say yours too." They sat in silence, thousands of miles apart, connected by one fragile, unbreakable thread. The next week, Nia got a package. Inside, a small glass jar, and inside that, a single snowflake made of frozen nitrogen, grown in Titan's sky. A note, real. "From here, like my love, forever." Nia placed it on her WINDOWSILL. Every morning, she talks to it. Every night, she says, "Good night, Grandma." Distance is long, space is cold, but humans, they find a way. With letters, with love, with hope that travels farther than any ship, because no matter how far someone goes, if you keep reaching, they'll always find their way back. Asterisk, when Leo left for the lunar research base, he promised one thing: "I'll call every Sunday, no matter what." For 3 months, he kept that promise. Even with the 3-second delay in the signal, even when he was tired from working in the moon's dusty domes, he'd smile at the screen and say, "Hey, little bro, how was school?" But then one Sunday he didn't. Call, and the next Java. His 12-year-old brother waited every week. He'd sit on the roof of their small house, laptop open, signal boosted with a homemade antenna made of wire and a baking tray. He'd watch the stars, hoping to see the tiny flash of the moon base's light, but no call came at first. Javi thought something was wrong. Maybe Leo was hurt. Maybe the base had a problem. But then he got a short message. "Sorry, Javi. Things are crazy here. I'll call when I can." That was 6 weeks ago now. Javi feels like a door has closed. He stops going to the roof. He stops fixing the antenna. Even his favorite songs just don't sound right. Leo was more than a brother. He was Javi's teacher. He taught him how to ride bike, how to play the keyboard, how to make that silly noise that sounds like a duck sneezing. When Mom passed away last year, it was Leo who stayed up with him, who told stories, who said, "We're still a family. It's just 2 parts instead of 3. Now, it feels like even that is breaking. One day at school, Javi's music teacher, Ms. Lin, asks the class to write a short song about someone they love. Javi doesn't want to, but he starts writing anyway. Not words, music. He remembers the tune Leo used to play on the keyboard, simple, soft, with a little bounce at the end, like footsteps. Running home, Javi adds his own part, a slow melody that rises like a rocket lifting off. He calls it, "Come Back, Leo." He records it on his old tablet, plays it once, then deletes it. It's stupid, he thinks. He won't even hear it. But that night, he re-downloads the music app. He finds a public channel called Earth to Moon Open Mic Night, where people send songs, poems, and messages to the lunar colonies. Some are silly, some are serious. All are free to send. Javi hesitates. Then he uploads his song. No message, no name, just the music. And he sends it into space. On the far side of the moon, inside a small living pod at Base Artemis, Leo sits at a tiny desk. His face is tired. The work is harder than he thought. Long hours, little sleep. And the silence of the moon presses on him every night. He misses Earth, he misses rain, he misses home. He hasn't called Javi because he feels like a failure. He thought he'd be strong, but he's lonely. And every time he sees Chavi's name, he's afraid of what he'll say. I made a mistake. I want to come back. Doesn't want to worry him. One evening during a quiet shift, he opens the Earth to Moon feed, something he does to feel close to home. He scrolls past jokes, love letters, and a child's poem about cheese on Mars. Then he hears it. A soft keyboard tune, familiar. His breath stops. It's their song, but with something new, a second voice in the music. Quiet and hopeful, rising like a whisper from Earth. He checks the name. No title, no sender, but he knows. Only one person plays with that little. It's pause before the last note. Only one person would send him music instead of words. Jave, he whispers. Tears fall. He plays it again. And again. Then he picks up the Comes device. His hands shake. He records a voice message, short, raw, full of love. Hey, little bro. I heard your song. It was perfect. I'm sorry I disappeared. I was scared. But your music. It reminded me who I am and who I'm doing this for. He pauses. Smiles. Let's talk. Every Sunday, I promise. Even if I'm late. Even if I'm tired. I'm not going anywhere. He sends it 2 days later. Shvei is feeding the ducks at the park when his tablet pings. He opens it. Leo's face fills the screen. Shvei runs home, heart pounding. He answers. The screen flickers. Then, hey, Shvei, Leo, I got your song. Played it. 5 times? Might have cried a little. Don't tell anyone. Javi laughs, wipes his eyes. I thought you forgot me. Never, Leo says. I just forgot how to reach you. You reminded me. We talked for 45 minutes. About school, about the ducks, about the stars on the moon, about Mom. Before they hang up, Leo says, next week I'll send you a song too. My turn, Javi grins. It loud. And when the call ends, it doesn't feel empty. He feels full. Because humans don't need perfect words. They don't need fast signals or grand gifts sometimes. All it takes is a song, a memory, a moment of courage, and the unbreakable. Truth. No distance is too far one. Love finds a way to sing across the sky. Every morning, 10-year-old Mira waters the plants on her windowsill. There's a small basil plant, sunflower seed just starting to rise, and a tiny aloe vera in a cracked blue pot. She talks to them like they're friends. Good morning, Sonny. She says to the sunflower, grow strong today. She used to say that to her grandfather too, 2 years ago. Grandpa Elias left Earth to join the deep space habitat Eden 7, orbiting a quiet star far beyond the Milky Way's edge. He wasn't running away, he was chasing a dream. I want to grow the first forest in deep space, he told Mira, his eyes bright. Real trees, real soil, real shade. Mira didn't understand how you could grow trees in space. But she believed. Him she always did. Before he left, he gave her a small box. My last Earth garden, he said. Keep it alive. When I grow my forest, I'll send you seeds from the first tree, she promised she would. At first, they talked often. It'd show her the empty domes, the bags of soil from Earth, the tiny greenhouses being built. She'd tell him about her plants, her school, her drawings of space trees. But slowly, the messages stopped. The trip took years. The signal grew weak. Then silence. Mira kept her garden alive. But her heart felt empty. She didn't draw space trees. Anymore, she didn't talk about Grandpa at school. Even Sunny, the sunflower, seemed to grow slower. One rainy afternoon, Mira cleaned her room. She found the old box Grandpa gave her still sealed. She opened it. Inside, a small notebook, packet of sunflower seeds, and a folded letter. She read the letter. Dear Mira, if you're reading this, I'm far away. Maybe too far to talk. But I'm still with you. This box is a promise. Grow one sunflower from these seeds. When it blooms, take its seeds and grow more. Keep the line alive. One day my forest will grow. And when it does, I'll send a seed back to you grown under alien stars. Until then, you grow Earth for me, love. Grandpa Myra held the seeds in her palm. Felt warm. That night, she planted one in a new pot. She placed it next to Sunny. She started writing in the notebook. Not just about plants, about her day, her fears, her hopes. And every week, she added a page. Sunny grew to more leaves today. I told him about your forest. I think he liked it. Rained all week. I wonder if it rains in space. I miss you. But I'm keeping the garden alive, just like you asked. She didn't know if he'd ever read it, but she kept writing. Months passed. Then, one quiet evening, her tablet buzzed. Not a call, not a message. A data burst from Odd. Eden-7. Her hand shook as she opened it. A video played. Grandpa Elias sat inside. A huge glass dome. Behind him, tall green plants swayed. Not small sprouts, trees, thin, young, but real. Leaves rustled in artificial wind. His face was older, tired, but his smile bright as ever. Mira, he said, voice soft. I'm so sorry I disappeared. The journey was long. The work. Harder than I thought. We lost many plants, but we didn't give up. He stood, turned the camera. There, under the soft light, stood a single sunflower, taller than him, golden. Strong this, he said, is the first earth plant to bloom in deep space. I grew it from a seed I carried for years. I called it Mira. Tears filled her eyes. He continued, I just got your signal burst, your garden, your words. You kept the line alive. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small, sealed pod. This is a seed from your sunflower, he said. Now I send one from mine. When it grows, you'll be growing a piece of the first space forest. He smiled. We're still gardeners, you and I, just on different worlds. The video ended. Mira ran to her window. She opened the pod. Inside, one dark seed labeled with a tiny tag. From Mira, the tree, grown among stars. The next morning, she planted it in a new pot. She placed it between her basil and Sunny. She opened her notebook and wrote, Dear Grandpa, today we grew a little bigger. The new seed is in the soil. I told it your story. I think it's ready to grow. We're still here. We're still trying. Love, Myra. She didn't know how long it would take to hear from him again. Maybe months. Maybe years. But she wasn't sad, because humans don't need fast answers. They don't need perfect signals. They just need to keep going too. Plant seeds in silence, to speak into the void, to believe that love like a sunflower can grow even in the dark, and sometimes from the farthest edge of space. A single seed returns proof that no one is truly gone. Asterisk every night. Right at 8 o'clock, Eli turns on the lamp in his bedroom. It's an old lamp. Yellow glass, shaped like a lighthouse. He's had it since he was a kid, and for the past year, he's turned it on at the same time. Every single night, not because he needs light, but because across the city on the other side of the river, his best friend, Maya, used to do the same. They weren't just friends. They were neighbors. Their apartments faced each other across the wide river, just far enough that they couldn't hear voices, but close enough to see lights. When they were younger, they made a game of it. If one of them was sad, they'd blink their bedroom light. 3 times the other would blink back. I see you. I'm here. When Eli's dog died, Maya blinked first. When Maya failed her exam, Eli blinked back. It was their quiet way of saying, you're not alone. Then, last year, Maya's family moved to a new city 3 planets away. She joined a climate restoration team on Viridian 3, a world where storms never stopped and the sun rarely shone. I'll miss our lights, she told Eli the night before she left. But space is dark. Maybe I'll find a new way to say hello. Eli smiled. Just look up. I'll be right here. At first, they messaged. Short updates. Voice clips. A photo of Maya in a rainforest, planting trees. A video of Eli cooking his famous and slightly burnt pancakes. But slowly, the messages faded. Time zones. Bad signals. Busy days now, 6 months later. Eli feels like a piece of his life has gone dark. He still turns on the lamp every night, but no light blinks back. He tries to write her a message, "I miss you. Are you okay?" But he deletes it. It feels too heavy. It's too sad. He doesn't want to be a burden. One evening, Eli walks along the riverbank. The city lights shimmer on the water. He sees a family on the other side, turning on their lights. A little girl waves at a window. His chest aches. He sits on a bench and watches the sky. A satellite glides slowly overhead. Silent. Bright. Then he remembers something Maya once said. On Viridian 3, the nights are long. We use signal lights to talk when comes fail. It's like stars. An idea sparks. That night, Eli doesn't just turn on the lamp. He takes his old tablet and connects it to the lamp's power switch. He writes a simple program. Flash 3 times. Wait 5 seconds. Flash twice. Repeat. It's their old code. I see you. I'm here. He sets it to run every night at 8 o'clock. He doesn't know if she can see Earth. From Vert, he doesn't know if she's even looking. But he does it anyway. Night after night. The lighthouse lamp blinks across the river like a heartbeat. In the dark, on Viridian 3. The rain pours without end. Maya stands in the control room of the habitat, watching data on the screens. Trees are growing, air quality is improving, but the work is exhausting. The sky is always gray. She misses simple things: sunlight, quiet. Eli's laugh. She hasn't messaged him because she doesn't want to sound weak. I'm fine. She keeps writing, but she deletes it every time. One night, during a rare break, she steps outside. The storm is paused. The clouds part for the first time in weeks. She looks up. The sky is full of stars, and one light small, distant, blinking in. A rhythm she knows by heart catches her eye. She freezes. She counts. Flash. 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 Pause. Flash. Flash. Her breath catches. No way, she whispers. She runs to the telescope station. A friend helps her aim it toward Earth's region of space. Not at Earth. At one tiny point of light near a river, in a quiet city. Blinking. 3. Pause. 2. She laughs. Then cries. I didn't think anyone was still looking for me, she says. The next day, she gathers her team. We have a signal light on the roof, right, for emergencies? Yes, says. The engineer. Strong beam. Can be seen from orbit. Can we make it blink? She asks. Sure. Why? Maya smiles. I've got a message to send. That night, as Eli watches his lamp blink into the dark, he sees something strange. Far above in the sky, a new light appears. Not a star, not a satellite. It blinks. Flash. 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 Pause. Flash. 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 Eli's heart stops. The first part, I see you. I'm here. The second part, I miss you too. He grabs his tablet. Types fast. You saw it? Sends it through the slow space network. 2 weeks later, a message arrives. A video. Maya standing under a broken storm cloud, smiling. Behind her, the signal light blinks against, lowly, gently. Hey, Eli, she says. I got your light. I've been looking every night. I thought I was alone, but you never stopped. She laughs. We're still blinking. Even from across. The stars. Eli watches it again. And again. That night he adds a new blink to the pattern. Flash, 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 pause. Flash, 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 flash. Flash. Flash, pause. Flash dot for flashes. Their old code for come home someday. He doesn't know when. He doesn't know if. But he knows this. No distance is too great for a light that keeps shining. Because humans, they don't give up on each other. Not in silence. Not in darkness. Not even across the universe. They just keep blinking. And one doth a light answers back. Every spring, the wind blows strong over the hills of Glenbrook. And every spring, 11-year-old Theo walks to the top of Willow Ridge, the bright red kite in his hand. He doesn't fly it for fun. He flies it for Dad. 2 years ago, Theo's father, Captain Rian Voss, left on the Odyssey 7, a deep space mission to explore a distant star system. The trip would take 10 years even with fast ships. Time moved differently out there. Messages took weeks to travel back and forth. Before he left, Dad and Theo flew the kite together. It's like talking without words, Dad said, grinning as the kite danced in the wind. When it flies, I'll know you're thinking of me. Theo believed him. At first they messaged often. Dad sent videos from the ship floating in zero gravity, staring at nebulae, playing chess with the robot assistant. Theo sent drawings. Rockets, aliens, their kites soaring over planets. But slowly. The messages got shorter, then fewer than none. Theo didn't understand. Was Dad too busy? Did he forget? Did he not care anymore? Stop drawing? Stop smiling when the wind blew? But he still went to the hill every spring. Same. Kite, same time. He didn't talk. He just let the kite rise and hoped somewhere Dad was looking up to this. The wind is stronger than ever. Theo stands at the top of the ridge, the red kite in his hands. It tugs, eager to fly. He lets it go. It climbs fast red against the blue sky, dancing like a bird with no fear. Theo watches it, heart full of quiet sadness. Are you even out there anymore? He thinks. Do you even remember this? He pulls out his old tablet. It's filled with unsent messages, dozens of them. I made your favorite soup. I saw a shooting star. I wished for you. I don't know how to say this, but I miss you. He never sent them. What if Dad didn't reply again? What if it made things worse? He closes the tablet and watches the kite soar. Then an idea comes. Not a message, not a call. Something better that night. Theo stays up late. He takes a tiny, lightweight camera smaller than a coin from his school project, tapes it to the kite's frame. Then he records a short video. He's standing on the hill, wind in his hair. Hi, Dad, he says, soft but clear. It's spring again. I flew the kite, just like we did. I know it's far. I know it's hard, but I'm still here, and I still fly it for you. He smiles. I hope you can see this. Even if you can't, I'll keep flying it every year until you come home. He sets the camera to record the whole flight. Then, the next day, he flies the kite again. This time, lets the string go. The kite rises higher and higher, carried by the wind, spinning, dancing until it becomes a red speck in the sky. And then it disappears. Gone. Theo watches until his neck hurts. His eyes are wet. He doesn't know where it went. Maybe it fell. Maybe it got caught in a tree. Maybe it flew into the clouds and never came down. But he feels lighter, like he finally said what he needed to say. Weeks pass. Then, one quiet evening, Theo's tablet pings. A message. From Odyssey 7. His heart stops. He opens it. It's a video. Dad's face fills the screen. He looks tired, older, but his eyes full. Of love, Theo, he says, voice thick. I got your kite. Theo blinks. What? Dad continues. A research drone near Earth, part of a weather study, caught something strange in the upper atmosphere. A small object flying way too high. When they recovered the data, they found a camera in your video. He smiles, tears in his eyes. We played it for the whole crew. Should have seen them. Dr. Lin, the tough scientist, wiped her face. Even the robot played your message twice. He looks out the ship's window at the stars. I haven't been strong, Theo. I got scared. Scared I'd miss your whole life. Scared I made the wrong choice. So I pulled back. But you sent a kite, and it found me. He holds up a photo up. Blurry image of a red kite high in the sky, with a tiny camera taped to it. We're keeping this in the ship's log. Name. The Glenbrook signal. Proof that love can fly farther than anything we've ever built. He leans closer. I'm coming home in 3 years. I asked for early return, so they said yes. I'll be there for the next spring, and I'll bring a space kite with zero gravity string. Theo laughs through tears. The next spring, 2 kites rise. Over Willow Ridge, one red, one silver, shaped like a star. They dance together in the wind, and far away in the quiet dark between stars. A small camera still drifts, carrying a child's voice, a father's tears, and the unbreakable truth: no distance is too great when the heart finds a way to fly. Because humans don't need wires or signals. They just need courage, hope, and a little kite. Launched into the wind with love tied to the string. Asterisk in a small house. By the sea, every morning at 7:15, Lila winds the old clock. It's a wooden clock. Standing in the corner of her living room, its hands move slow. Its tick is soft, but it never stops. Her father built it before he left. 3 years ago, joined a deep space observatory near Neptune. He was an astronomer. His job was to watch the edges of the universe, to listen for signals from stars no one had seen. "I'll be close to the sky," he told Lila, "but my heart will stay right here." They promised to talk every week. At first they did. He'd call from his pod, showing her the swirling blue storms of Neptune outside his window. Tell him about school, her dog Max, the seashells she collected. But the calls got harder. The signal delay grew. Then systems failed, and silence. Now Leela doesn't even know if he's still on the station. She hasn't heard in 10 months. She still wins. The clock every day, because it's the last thing they built together. One rainy afternoon, Max barks at the front door. Lila opens it and finds a dusty box on the step. No name, no return address, just her name written in familiar handwriting. Her heart pounds. Inside, tools, wires, and a small note. "For the clock and for you. I'm still out here, Dad." Lila holds the note like it's made of light. She opens the box fully. Beneath the tools is a small device, a tiny silver box with blinking lights. A label reads, "Neptune Time Sync. Connects to Earth clocks. Sends 1 tick per second. From me to you." She remembers now. Years ago, Dad said, "If we're ever far apart, I'll send you time." So we're still living the same seconds. She thought he was joking, but he wasn't. With shaking hands, Leela opens the back of the clock. She connects the silver box to the old gears. Wires snap into place. She winds it one more time. Then a new sound. Not just the old tick. Tick, tick. Now, every second. Soft beep joins it. Clear, steady. Like a heartbeat from across the solar system. Beep, beep, beep. She sits on the floor. Ear close to the wood. Tears fall. He's not gone. He's there. Still sending time. Still counting the same. Seconds is her, but she wants to send something back. The next day she goes to the beach. She picks her 10 most perfect shells, different, each special. She arranges them in a circle and takes a photo. Then she writes a message. "Here's what the sea gave me today. I saved you a spot on the beach. The wind is warm." Max barks. "At Seagulls, I wind the clock every morning. I still hear your voice in the tick." She sends it through the deep space network. She doesn't know how long it will take. Maybe weeks. Maybe it will fail. But she sent it. And that's what matters on the edge of the solar system. Inside the silent observatory, Dr. Elias Reed, Lila's father, sits in the dark. The station is quiet. Most of the team has rotated back. He stayed. Not just for science. For her. Every second he checks the Earth time feed. Every day. He listens to old messages. He thinks she's forgotten him. Then a signal arrives. Weak, faint, but real. He opens. It dots the photo of the shells, the message. His breath stops. He reads it again and again. Then he laughs a deep, joyful sound the station hasn't heard in years. He pulls up the audio feed from his time device, plays the recording of the clock's new rhythm. Tick, beep, tick. He closes his eyes. "She's still winding it," he whispers. The next day, he records a video. He's in front of the big window. Neptune glows behind him. "Hey, Lila," he says, smiling. "I got your shells. I've placed them here on my desk." Next to a photo of the sea, he taps the glass. "I watch Earth every night. And every second I hear your clock. The only thing that makes this place feel like home." He holds up a small wooden piece, half-carved, shaped like a star. I'm making you a new clock. Bigger, with 2 faces, one for Earth time. When I come back, we'll set it together. He smiles. I'm coming home soon, and I'll bring the stars with me. He sends it. Months later, Leela sits by the clock. Max sleeps at her feet. Rain taps the window. The tablet pings. She opens it, sees his face, hears his voice. She doesn't cry. She smiles, because the clock still ticks. The beeps still come, and now silence is gone. That night, she winds the clock as usual, but this time, she speaks to it. I heard you, Dad. I'm still here. I always will be. And in the quiet house, with the sea whispering outside, the clock ticks on, not just marking time, but making it. Because humans don't need fast ships or perfect signals. They just need to know you're still there. I'm still here. And as long as that truth lives no distance, can break what love has built.